secret that humans have not been very environmentally conscious since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution in the 1800s. Our oceans are filled with trash, the ozone layer is collapsing, and large cities have air quality issues almost every single day. It is not often that there is a chance to change our environmental habits in favor of our planet, so we need to take them whenever we have the opportunity. In this case, the solution that humans have come up with is the institution of electric vehicles instead of the damaging petrol and diesel options. First off, the switch to electric vehicles would completely eliminate the harmful emissions from the cars that are used now. This is extremely beneficial due to the fact that our vehicles here in the US are responsible for about 1/5 of the total emissions in the US based on an article by the Union of Concerned Scientists. This is an unnecessary form of pollution that can be dealt with as soon as people are willing and able to make the switch to electric powered vehicles. Whenever people bring up this solution, it is most always shot down with the assumption that the benefits of having no tailpipe are overarched by the production of the batteries themselves. This is what is called wheel-to-well emissions, which is what is created with the production and distribution of electric vehicles, batteries, and their charging stations. Even when taking this into consideration, EnergySage.com states that the electronic vehicles will produce 4,450 pounds of carbon dioxide a year, which is only half of what the gasoline-powered vehicles produce. This fact makes it clear that the faster that our country moves away from these vehicles, the better off we will be. Unfortunately, some people are not very environmentally conscious. However, everyone can relate to me with my struggle that I have when driving my car. In my short year being a driver, there is always a thought in the back of my mind, which is, I really hope I don't run out of gas. This frequent fear leads me inevitably filling up my car once every 1.5 weeks while also draining my wallet like everybody else. This is where electric cars come in and once again one-up the cars that we are used to today. The percent of energy that is actually converted into power in gasoline-powered cars is about 20%, while electronic vehicles' energy that is converted is about 60%. This creates a major advantage for the electronic vehicles as the more energy converted means it can go longer without having to replenish its fuel. EnergySage.com explains that the average miles per gallon for gasoline-run cars is about 25, which isn't too bad. However, some electric-powered vehicles can get up to 100 miles per gallon which calculates the miles per gallon in electronic terms. This means that it would take much less electricity to power a car for the same amount of time it would take to power a car run on gasoline. To counter this argument, people will bring up the hassle of charging one of these vehicles. The claim is understandable as some of these chargers take up to 8 hours to fully charge a car. The easy solution is to charge it overnight in your garage with a charger that comes with one of these cars. Once this solution is presented, however, many people will ask, is it really more cost efficient to charge my electric vehicle instead of filling it up at a gas station? This question has a clear answer as AFDCenergy.com explains that an electronic vehicle with a 200-mile range posts an impressive $9 of electricity charge to fully power it. This is extremely less money than refueling at a gas station along with being environmentally friendly. In addition to this, there are public charging stations all around cities, with 550 of them being in the Houston area alone. The best part about these charging stations is that 65%, according to thechargehub.com, are free. The yearly cost of operating an electric vehicle is around $500, while a gasoline-run car requires about $1,100. When looking at purchasing an electric vehicle, it is important to note that the average cost of one is around $55,000. This is the main factor that holds many people back from buying one of these cars. The fact is that most people can't afford them. However, we are doing a better job incentivizing their purchase. There are tax incentives in each state which drop the price of the cars substantially. For example, I looked up the tax rebate you get for purchasing an electric car in Texas, and you can get from around $2,500 to $7,500. Along with this, the maintenance of electric cars is much more simple than its counterpart. Changing the engine oil, coolant, transmission fluid, and belts in gasoline vehicles can add up in their value over time. When it comes to electric vehicles, the main problem is the replacement of the battery in them as it gets worn down from frequent charges. This is not a big deal unless you do not have the warranty for it, as it most likely gets paid that way. While even these things will not drop the price enough for people in the lower middle class especially, people who are more fortunate can use their success in an environmentally friendly way that will also benefit them by eliminating unnecessary stresses when owning a non-electric car. This problem will fix itself in the near future, as even from 2010 to 2016, according to CNBC, the price of electric car batteries has gone down 70%, which means these cars will become even more cost efficient as the years go on and more technological advancements are made. We as Americans have the chance to set an example by changing our buying habits for the good of our world. The complete institution of electric vehicles would completely change lives for the better and is a world that I would love to live in someday. After this problem is solved, minds will continue to find ways to love and respect our planet in ways that we may have never thought possible. But this is the first step. It is obvious that we can't make the switch to an all-electric car country immediately, as jobs will be lost and most people would not be able to afford these cars. This is why our goal as a country should be to be completely electric by 2045. This goal is realistic and would benefit each and every citizen in this country and would cut emissions at rates that we have never seen before.